How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing: always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about Chargepoint and as well as for SOFI. Both of these plays were able to post up green days, and as far as for Chargepoint is concerned, I hope you guys have been following along. I hope you've been able to make some money. But again, we're going to talk about both of these plays. They do look interesting going into Tuesday. I'll talk about that further, but just to let you know, if you're new to this channel, we do have timestamps down below inside the description because I do value your time. We're going to be taking a look at the charts, we're going to be taking a look at the short interest, and then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts. So let's get into it right now. We're going to take a look at the chart for SOFI. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $6.41, being up 1.26%. On the low, it tested $6.29, and then on the high, testing $6.49. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 28.476 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days is at 33.952 million shares. So we had below average volume on the day, and we saw we had a green day in the stock. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is a daily chart, what I want to bring to your attention, we are trading above the 9 EMA and as well as a 21 EMA, which is a really good sign. We have our 50 EMA at $6.52. If you guys remember what I've said in my previous videos, I wanted to see SOFI have some price action above $6.50. Knowing that we have resistance at $6.49 wasn't surprising whatsoever, but it's very doable for SOFI to get above this level. But before we go on further, let's pay attention to the pattern that is happening. So we're continuing to form higher lows and as well as higher highs, and as far as that is concerned, it's been happening for the past 4 trading days. So that is really exciting to see. So if we decide to have a pullback, we had support at $6.29. So if we want to revisit $6.29 and go lower, then I'd want to see us being able to stay above the 9 EMA at $6.14. If we continue to have some strength, then of course we want to form a higher low. So since we tested a low at $6.29, then I'd be very curious to see if we can hold up around $6.40. It's very likely we will retest the low at $6.29, but it doesn't mean that we can't bounce up to make a move further, break through that $6.49 level, and then the next area where we have some resistance is right here around the $6.90 to the $6.97 area. Breaking above this level, we can see SOFI making that move to $7. Very key area, and I feel it's very doable for SOFI to see this sometime this week, especially if those CPI numbers come out and the market digests it well. I'm expecting many stocks like SOFI to see some momentum. So we're going to take a look at the short interest information for SOFI. So the off-exchange short volume ratio is at 29.57%, and then for the off-exchange short volume, it is just over 4.81 million shares. Scrolling down on the page, the short shares availability is at 10 million, updated 9 minutes ago, and then for the short borrow fee rate, it is at 1.04%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume, we can see for the close of the 8th, it is at 32.46, and then for the close of the 9th, being at 29.57. So it went down a little bit, and then when we take a look at the short interest percentage of the float being at 13.19%, SOFI does continue to have short squeeze potential. So we're going to take a look at the chart for Chargepoint. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $18.28, being up 3.39%. On the low, it tested $17.31, and then on the high, testing $18.30. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 8.788 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days is at 13.248 million shares. So we had below average volume on the day, and we continue to see strength in the stock. So when we take a look at our chart, you can see that we still have our drawings from the previous Chargepoint video, and I said, hey, it looks like it's having a pretty nice formation in regards to a cup and handle. And look at it now, it is coming all together. Of course, we want to see Chargepoint being able to make a move to $19 sometime this week, but I was saying we want to see that break above 18 bucks, and that's exactly what we got today. So we ended up seeing a low at 17.31. So what does this mean? We are continuing to have our higher low pattern, and this has been going on for the past 4 trading days and alongside with higher highs. So if the momentum continues inside of the markets, that's why I see a further move coming from Chargepoint. If we decide to have a pullback, of course I want want to see a continuation of a higher low. Most preferably, if we could stay above $17.75, that would be the best case scenario. We test that low and then we can move up further. If we decide to break through the low of the day at $17.31, then of course I want Chargepoint to hold up above $17. We don't need it going back to $16.50 and testing that level whatsoever. So we're going to take a look at the recent short interest information for Chargepoint. So the off-exchange short volume ratio is at 38.07%, and then for the off-exchange short volume, it is just over 1.78 million shares. Scrolling down on the page, the short shares availability is at 100,000, updated 14 minutes ago, and then for the short borrow fee rate, it is at 2.23%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume, we could see for the close of the 8th, it was at 46.46, and then for the close of the 9th being at 38.07. So it did go down a bit, and then when we take a look at the short interest percentage of the float being at 15.63%, Chargepoint does continue to have short squeeze potential. So for my final thoughts for Chargepoint and as well as for SOFI, let's start off with Chargepoint. What a day. Remember what I said in my previous video? We want to see Chargepoint making that move to $18. So since we got that, what is on the table? $19. So when I was going over the chart, it is looking really good. It continues to form higher lows and as well as higher highs. And even the cup and handle formation that I drew out seems like that it's coming together as well. So congrats to those who are making money off this play and seeing a lot of success. As far as for tomorrow is concerned for this play, I want to see a continuation. As far as for the low where I want to see support holding up, most preferably I'd want it around $17.75. But if we have strength at $17.50, this is a really good look, and it does continue the higher low pattern. So let's see what Chargepoint does. And in regards to the SOFI, if you guys remember what I was talking about, the key levels to watch right around $6.50. And guess what? We saw a high at $6.49. So we know that we do have some resistance at this level, which I pointed out. So we want to see some momentum. We want to see a break above this level. If we get that break, the next area where we could start seeing some resistance is around $6.90 to $6.95. And breaking through that area, we get to see SOFI wanting to go to $7. That is a key level that I want you guys to watch. If we continue to see momentum inside of the markets, I don't see any reason why that SOFI cannot go to $7. So just make sure that you have a strategy if you're thinking about trading it. As far as for the low now, we want to see a continuation of the higher low pattern. So most preferably, if SOFI can find that support being above $6.40, that would be great. But there is a strong possibility we could break below this level. But in my personal opinion, as long as we stay above $6.30, this play continues to look good. Even if we pull back further to around $6.15, we already know how SOFI can move when buying pressure comes into the play. This makes me want to get to the next point. We also do have CPI data that's going to be coming out tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. EST on Tuesday. So this is going to have a big impact on the overall market. So we know that both of these plays, SOFI and as well as for Chargepoint, do have short squeeze potential. In order to force a short squeeze, we got to have a lot of buyers coming in, the bulls pushing this price up to force these shorts to cover. So taking that into consideration, if we see more momentum coming into the markets and we see these patterns continue in regards to higher lows and higher highs, like I said, it can get very, very interesting. And make sure that you're doing your homework and you're doing your due diligence and you're coming up with a plan that is right for you. If you're going to be a trader, then trade it. If you're going to be an investor, then invest. I know it sounds very simple here, but there's a big difference between the two of them. So if you call yourself a SOFI investor and the stock pulls back 20 cents, then why are you panicking? Every time there's a pullback, that's an opportunity to add to your position. And if you are a trader, depending on whether you're playing calls, puts, or you're going long or you're going short, then you need to figure out the key price levels, especially when looking at the charts, and that's why we go over it. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and of course, I will continue to keep you guys inside of the loop. We'll talk soon.